Hey everyone, welcome to this video. So I went thrifting last week looking for materials for my work and I got a bunch of stuff, so I thought I would show everyone what I got and talk a bit about my process for sourcing secondhand materials to embroider on basically or use for other projects. It's not a huge pile of things, but I do have some stuff from when I went to Unique, which that's the name of my favorite thrift store in New Jersey. It's actually in South Plainfield, but I also have a few other things here and there from the summer that I picked up at eBay and Etsy and other vintage shops. So I'll just jump right into it. So this past time when I went to Unique, I was looking specifically for fabrics to sew with, which for me that would usually be like linens and cotton fabrics, maybe sheets, old curtains, tablecloths, that sort of thing. I just like to kind of see what they've got, and if there's anything I think I can make clothes with, I'll take it because it's usually quite cheap, probably like between $5 to $8 I feel like their fabric is. But I also wanted to get a backdrop or look for something along the lines of a backdrop in like a silky fabric or a velvet or something like that, and then I ended up getting this, which I believe is a tablecloth. It's a really nice, I don't know, brocade or jacquard, I'm not exactly sure, damask. It reminded me of Marie Antoinette, and it's quite a lot of fabric. I think it was like $6.99. It makes a cute backdrop. I also thought it would be fun to make tote bags or hats or something out of it. It's hard for me to resist not just cutting into nice fabric like this, and that's why I'm out of all of the backdrops that I had been using for my hoops and stuff. It would also be really fun to make clothes out of this, but I am trying to resist making clothes out of fabrics that aren't natural, and this is probably some kind of polyester, I'd say. So anyways, that's the first thing I got. I usually beeline for the sheet section first and see what kind of fabrics they have. So the only other fabric I got was this tablecloth, which is a linen and it's embroidered. It's not too big, and I got it thinking I would make some kind of garment out of it and upcycle it, but it's so nice that I kind of want to just use it as a tablecloth. Oh, and I might still have the tag on it. This was $4.99. Yeah, I couldn't not get this because it's so cute. Those were the only two fabrics that I found this past time. Sometimes I'll really hit the jackpot with sheets and curtains and tablecloths, and it's nice to find plain linen tablecloths to use for the backgrounds of hoops, but sometimes you just find a couple things and that's okay. I didn't get too many garments, but I do have a couple denim pieces. Oh wait, actually I think I got this from Etsy. This is a floor length denim dress. It's quite soft. I believe I got this for myself to wear because I like a long dress. It's just a bit too big on me, so when that happens, I will put it aside to embroider. And aside from linen and nice thick cotton, I really love, well, I love embroidering on denim, but I suppose denim is cotton. Yeah, I'd say my favorite materials for embroidery are linen, denim, cottons, sometimes twills if they're soft. Those are my top fabrics. So whenever I find soft denim clothing and it looks like something I would wear, I either scoop it up for myself to wear or like to use it for upcycling for my shop. And then I also have this shirt, which kind of like a weird silhouette with the neck buttons. I guess I kind of like having the neck piece is a thing I'm into right now. It's kind of Victorian or like dress reform. This is just a denim shirt. When I'm thrifting though, I also try my best to get a nice size range. So this is a size large. I feel like most of my stuff tends to be small and medium because I'll be upcycling my old clothing, or if I'm making something out of fabrics, it's just easiest for me to make my own size. So when I'm out and about, I really want to put an effort into getting larger sizes and sizes that are smaller than me as well, just stuff other than smalls and mediums. But after I looked at the fabrics, the craft area is right near there in this shop that I like to go to. They had this bag of embroidery floss. It's not the highest quality of embroidery floss. I can tell that it's a bit more of a cheaper floss than the kind I usually get, but this whole bag was $2.99, and usually an individual embroidery floss new in the store is at least 80 or 90 cents. So I feel like that was a great deal, and I think thread is the most difficult thing to get secondhand. That tends to be what I have new. I have been lucky. My friend Leanna found me a giant briefcase of someone's old threads at a different thrift shop, and I've been using that, so that's fun for me to know that a piece is fully upcycled, both the garment and the thread, but otherwise I go to the shop and buy thread new. So whenever I see them in thrift stores, I like to pick them up. And then I also got a hoop. This was $2.99. My preference is to use secondhand hoops, and they tend to be less expensive than ones that you buy new, and I like the quality of the wood from, I don't know, 5 to 10 years ago, I guess, because now there's a lot of hoops made of bamboo, and I can't put my little screws in the top and hang a chain. Even though something like this with the bulky top, I probably won't put a chain on and I'll just use a nail to hang it. But anyways, I got that. The last things I got at Unique are some sweatshirts. Since we're entering fall, that's definitely one of those things I like to stock up on if I can find them, because they're very fun to work on, even though they're not linen or cotton, and jersey material can be slightly more challenging. If it's a sweatshirt that's more on the new side, even though it is secondhand, just so long as it's not worn out, I enjoy the texture of embroidering that. And I also just love changing something that's so casual into a piece that's more special and elevated. So embroidering sweatshirts is a bit of a tradition for me, and I'll probably keep doing that. Anyways, I got 3 sweatshirts, and I always look for plain ones. I especially love crew necks. And then I got a medium, a large, and another medium. Unisex cut. I think this one actually might have stains on it. Yeah, you can't really see that there's a stain on here, but I think that made the price less expensive. And then also I'll just make sure that my embroidery covers the stain. It will be a true transformation. So I got a gray one, I got this red one, and then I've got this very soft bluish gray one. I always check the inside to make sure that it's still soft, because I don't want them to be already worn out. I want to know that they'll last a long time and that it'll be comfy and cozy to wear the sweatshirts. So when I'm sourcing them, I always check the inside to make sure that they're not crazy worn out. So that's all the stuff I got from Unique. I've been buying a lot of sewing patterns off of Etsy. So I have this little bundle that I got. I honestly can't even say why I got them, because I feel like I have tons of patterns like this. I love a 60s, 70s style dress, and I actually used to have this sewing pattern when I was a teenager, and I've made this dress before. Saw it on Etsy, and it reminded me that I don't have this pattern anymore, and I would like it in my collection. So I've got that one, and then this one. I just like to collect vintage sewing patterns, and I like to try them out. It's just a fun hobby for me. I have to source some fabrics to make the dresses out of these, because I don't have too much large pieces of fabric at the moment, and would love to find some sheets or whatever. Although I did find out that I live somewhat near Fabric Mart, which is a dead stock fabric seller, which I would totally be down to get some dead stock fabric to try to make clothes out of. That's essentially like fabrics that other companies would have otherwise thrown away. Fabric Mart buys them and then resells them, kind of thing. They have an actual store as well as an online store, and I wanted to try to visit the physical shop and get some fabrics, so maybe that would be a fun video. I have some hoops here. My mom got me these ones. She went to some kind of garage sale, I think, and she got me these, and they were $2 a piece, which I told her was kind of more than I'd want to spend, but she got them anyways for me. That'll be nice, especially entering fall and winter. I want to do better about having small items in my shop that are at an affordable price point, because I really enjoy doing intricate stuff, but then I don't want a shop that only has products that are hundreds of dollars or more. And so having small hoops is always great, because then I can make little things that don't take too long and are still very cute and are a better price point for gifts and stuff. And then my mom's friend Nanette is really into thrifting and antiquing and stuff, so whenever she sees hoops, she picks them up and then gives them to my mom. So these are all from my mom's friend Nanette, which I'm quite grateful for. All various sizes, and they're also a nice quality of wood that I really like, so that's cool. A few other things that I've got. I've been buying lots of vintage buttons from eBay, as well as beads, and I've already sorted through some of my buttons. Like, I'm making some fabric sculptures, and I use the buttons to embellish over the fabric sculpture sculptures that are like stuffed with fabric scraps. I've probably showed some on here before. They're definitely on my Instagram. I've been trying to look for shank shell buttons, and I got some of them which I've already used, and then I have a few other bags that I've got here that I'll show you. These are all gold buttons. They're kind of larger than what I ideally want, but I probably will do one of my button sculpture nymphs with these, but I'm not sure which one. Yeah, so I have these gold buttons, and then I also have this bag of vintage beads. They're really nice. This bag is quite heavy too because they're all glass. Some black, there's clear beads, lots of white beads. They look like they're jewelry that's been taken apart. I am probably also going to use these for my nymphs. I'm not sure. I have some ideas for decorative beaded jewelry that this might be fun for, but I haven't came up with a concrete plan yet for that. That's these guys. Another really cool piece that I got is this brocade coat. I don't know if you can see. It's quite Gucci in my opinion, but it's kind of like a church coat. So I got it either for myself or to bead and embroider, and honestly I think it'd probably fulfill me more to bead and embroider it because it'd just be so fun to see how I can transform this. And also I wanted to make a jacket inspired by the Magician tarot card last year, and then I kind of took it apart, like it didn't go the way I had planned it to. So that's an idea that I've wanted to come back to, and I feel like this is the perfect base for a magician coat because the magician wears a red robes, and I love a brocade. With the exception of linen and cotton, brocade is my favorite fabric, I'd say. I love like a tapestry. And then I guess there's also this one. This is a dress I got online. I think I got it on Etsy with a bunch of other things. It's just a sweet little floral dress. And this is another thing I got for myself, and it's a little bit large on me, so I might try to embroider it. It's just sometimes tricky with floral prints, and especially this rayon material is a little bit more challenging to embroider, but if I think of something cute that'll stand out against the floral print, I'll probably do that. All right, everyone, that was the video. So I'm gonna head out, and I hope you have a great week, and thank you for being here and watching. If you'd like to see more videos, I have a few on my Patreon. It's $5 a month. I'm trying my best to regularly upload on there as well as here. But yeah, you know, no pressure. Until next time, bye.